Welcome to Endgames You Should Know. I'm National Master Mike Mestres. In this instructive bishop versus pawn endgames, or I'd say bishop and pawn versus bishop endgames, white has two options. The white king is in check, so it could move to e8 or it could move to g8. Unfortunately, one way is a win and another one is a draw, so we must learn this particular endgames and why. Let's pick king to e8 first. After king to e8, then simply white's idea is to play bishop to f8 and try to trade bishops. So king to e6. And a very important move, the king sort of keeps a tight eye or close eye on the pawn, and also, very importantly, on the e7 square. So after bishop f8 offering the trade of bishops, bishop to f4. Obviously the black's intention is to regroup to either h6 or d6 so he can keep an eye on the coronation square of the f7 pawn. Bishop c5, now bishop h6. So how to make progress from this position? If, for example, bishop e3, sacrificing the bishop to promote the queen, simply just bishop to g7. And you can see now that it's very difficult for white to make progress in this position. So bishop c5, we can even simply just attack the bishop with our king. What else can white do in this position? How about bishop d4? Bishop d4 looks like a good move because black needs to move the king in this position. He cannot move the bishop. So white simply just wasted a move that controls the g7 square where the dark square bishop could go, and at the same time it passes the move on to black. So the king has to move, but for example king d6, and you can see that still white cannot make any progress. Bishop f6, and then king right back to e6. Bishop b2, and it's very difficult for white to make any progress in this position. The minute that he switches the bishop, for example from a3 to f8, simply black will play the same thing, will play bishop to f4 to d6. So this position sadly will be a draw. Now let's take a look at how easy white can win if he actually moves the king correctly. So instead of going to e8, now simply king to g8. And after king to g8, black has several options, king e6 or king g6. Simply let's pick king g6 first, attacking the bishop. Then bishop f8, offering a trade. Black embarks on the same maneuver, now wants to go to h6. But after bishop to c5, bishop h6, then now simply bishop d4. And you can see that the black king was the key in sort of drawing the position before, because now white's intention is to play bishop g7. And you're probably wondering, well, that's not possible. The black king is on g6. Yes, but it's black to move, and it has to move either the bishop or the king. So putting the bishop, the dark square bishop on f8 is silly because it'll get captured, and on g7 it'll get captured as well. So moving the bishop away from that diagonal would allow white to get a queen. So black is almost in Sukshwan. It doesn't have any moves that are acceptable. So it needs to move the king, and it doesn't matter what king move he makes. King g5, king f5, simply bishop g7 is going to follow, blockading and then queening the pawn. So a very instructive example on how to win this position easily or draw this position. Let's take a look at if the king if the black king instead of g6 will go to, for example, e6. It doesn't really make a difference, but I still like to show it. After bishop f8, bishop f4, bishop c5, same idea, nothing changes. We still want to promote the pawn. Bishop to h6, only defense. And now bishop to d4. Same idea as before, playing bishop to g7, interposing. And you can see that the black king is not able to do anything about this. If, for example, king to e7, then it doesn't make a difference. Simply we can play bishop to g7, and we're going to queen. Bishop takes bishop, and this pawn is unstoppable. So this is the beauty of endgames or sort of could be the calamity of not knowing endgames, that you could win, or you could give away that full point and just have to settle for half if you don't know the right continuations.